Hello and welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. Let's get to the news. I've been listening to various economists, and today I happen to be listening to Neil-Mcoy Ward and George Gammon. So let's see what they say. So Neil-Mcoy Ward was saying that once we reach 7% interest rates, that basically is going to trigger the housing market, put out more housing inventory, but that's going to also elevate the interest rates, accelerate inflation, and there'll be therefore less affordable housing. It's not good. And he went into saying how 60% of the GDP is dependent on the housing market. Yeah, 60% of GDP in the economy is a result of the housing market. So if the housing market falls, that's not a good thing. And he also forecasted that in July 1st, there's going to be 2 quarters where they're going to have negative GDP. Now, what's interesting about that is that another economist by the name of George Gammon, he says something similar to that, where he said that there is, like right now, he said that the GDP, the unemployment is going down, but GDP took a nosedive in the negative or in the red to negative 1.41% of GDP output. So I'm just reporting the news there. But he was saying that due to that, it's going to cause for a shrinking economy, less economic activity. We're going to have less products and services as a result, and it won't catch up with the consumer demand, right? So we're producing less than we're consuming. And George Gammon went to talk about how worker productivity fell by 7.5% in Q1, the biggest decline since 1947. And then, you know how unemployment, we're told, is 3%. Shadow Stats explains that it is somewhere between 7 and 8% for unemployment. And one thing that George Gammon highlighted, he said that something incredible that nobody is talking about is how we're going to go from labor shortage to a labor surplus. And what he meant by that was once the stock market crashes or takes a dive by 50%, it's going to also have an effect on the crypto market where that's also going to decline, and it's going to flow into the housing market, which will also crash. And what's going to happen there is people will get into a panic and start looking for jobs, and they're going to have labor surplus, meaning they're going to have a severe unemployment. So then, because they feel like they have to go to work, and that is something that's not talked about. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about. Oh, hold on, one other thing. There's an individual by the name of Mike Saylor. He's a Bitcoin fanatic, or Bitcoin Bitcoin proponent of Bitcoin. And last year he was telling people to mortgage their homes to get Bitcoin, and how to buy Bitcoin on a credit card. And George Gammon had weighed in on it, and he said, that's ridiculous. That is very irresponsible of him to say that, because he doesn't know what someone's financial situation is, right? And right now, Michael Saylor, he had a company by the name of MicroStrategy, where he basically was borrowing everything from that company to convert it into a cryptocurrency or a Bitcoin ETF. And now Bitcoin has sunk like the Titanic to $28,000, less than 50% of its value. So he's in a little bit of a predicament, I would say. So he was advising people to do that, and now he might be forced to sell his Bitcoin, which might be a buying opportunity for people. If they were interested, it might go to very low numbers. Yeah. So thank you for watching. I hope you were able to benefit in some way. And Neil-Mcoy said that the way to hedge yourself would be if you have a farm, if you have gold, real estate, that kind of thing. Yeah. So thank you for watching, subscribing, liking. We'll see you in my next video. Bye.